Hollywood is known for glamour, talent, and charisma, but even the brightest stars aren't immune to saying something regrettable. From head-scratching statements to outright baffling remarks, some actors have left us wondering, did they really just say that? In this video, we're counting down the top 10 dumbest things actors ever said. Get ready for a mix of hilarious missteps, shocking gaffes, and moments that became the talk of Tinseltown. But before we start, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel to watch more videos like this. Let's start from number 10. Harry Styles on real movies. Harry Styles, the heartthrob of the music world, and an actor with a growing film career, had a pretty memorable slip-up during a press tour for his 2022 film, Don't Worry Darling. In the midst of praising the film, Styles went on a mind-boggling tangent about what makes a movie real. His thoughts: "Well," he said, "my favorite thing about the movie is that it feels like a movie. It feels like a real, go to the theater film movie." This is a masterclass in saying absolutely nothing while saying a lot. The statement is so circular that it might just loop infinitely. For a moment, we wondered if Harry was channeling his inner philosopher. But no, he was just trying to make a point about cinema that was so vague. Even Martin Scorsese would have done a double take. Harry, buddy, a movie is a movie, and real movies exist whether or not you can find the right words to describe them. Number 9. Sienna Miller's positive approach to smoking. Who says Hollywood isn't full of innovative thinkers? In 2007, actress Sienna Miller found herself at the center of a baffling controversy when she shared her enlightened thoughts on smoking with The Guardian. When asked about her smoking habit, the Golden Globe-winning actress made a statement so far off the mark, even the most devoted smokers had to scratch their heads in confusion. Miller confidently proclaimed, "I love them. Love them. I think the more positive approach you have to smoking, the less harmful it is." What? So, if you just smile really big while lighting up, the carcinogens magically disappear? Is this the secret we've all been missing? Unfortunately, science doesn't quite work that way, Sienna. You can be as upbeat as you want while you're puffing away, but those cigarettes won't transform into kale smoothies just because you're happy. While we admire her optimism, it's safe to say that this wasn't the best example of scientific reasoning. Number 8. Ashton Kutcher's questionable hygiene habits. When celebrities share their personal habits, we often get more than we bargained for. In 2021, Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis appeared on the Armchair Expert podcast and revealed their family's bizarre hygiene practices. Kutcher dropped a bombshell when he casually mentioned, "I wash my armpits and my crotch daily and nothing else ever." Nothing else? Ever? And Mila Kunis added, "We only wash the vitals like faces and armpits every day." To some, this may seem like TMI, too much information. But to others, it's downright gross. Kutcher is essentially saying that only 2 parts of his body need attention, while the rest gets a free pass. Imagine the smells and situations his co-stars had to endure on set. While personal hygiene is a matter of choice, we have to ask, is it really healthy to leave your body so unwashed? Number 7. Charles Melton's distorted view of Juilliard. Sometimes, actors get so caught up in their own world that they forget what's real. In a 2023 interview with ID magazine, Charles Melton, known for his role as Reggie Mantle on Riverdale, made an eyebrow-raising comment that had social media buzzing. Melton, reflecting on his career, stated that Riverdale truly was my Juilliard. Yes, you heard that right. The Riverdale set, where characters navigate love triangles and bizarre mystery plots, was, according to Melton, his Juilliard. As in, the world-renowned performing arts school that has produced some of the greatest stage actors in history. This quote raised the question, did Melton think acting on a teen drama was comparable to training under the world's top theater professors? Did he really believe this was where his craft was honed? We love Riverdale, but let's be real. It's a far cry from Juilliard. The only thing these two share is a healthy dose of drama. Number 6. Brooke Shields' odd anti-smoking PSA. When Brooke Shields appeared in an anti-smoking campaign in the 1980s, she intended to make a serious point, but her message turned into something far more strange. In an attempt to warn the youth about the dangers of smoking, Shields said, "Smoking kills. If you're killed, you've lost a very important part of your life." Shocking? Not really, but definitely profound, right? It's not often that a PSA is so painfully obvious it could belong in a fortune cookie. But Shields' words left everyone questioning how much thought went into this PSA. It's like stating, "Water is wet," or "The sun is hot." Of course, if you're dead, you've lost something important, like your life. We already knew that. The campaign itself didn't help either. The general tone of the message seemed more like an afterthought rather than a carefully crafted plea. It almost felt like the message was too basic, too obvious, and failed to capture the audience's attention in a meaningful way. But despite the awkwardness of the message, the PSA still had the intended effect, making us reflect on how, sometimes, even well-meaning public service ads can miss the mark when they rely too heavily on the obvious. Shields' unintentional humor, though, added a quirky layer to an otherwise serious issue. The oddity of it all still lingers, reminding us that sometimes even the most important messages can fall flat when they're wrapped in unoriginality. That said, we still appreciate Shields' role in advocating for a good cause, even if the delivery was lacking. Number 5. Mark Wahlberg's wildly offensive hypothetical. In 2012, Mark Wahlberg made headlines for an incredibly insensitive and self-aggrandizing statement regarding the September 11 attacks. Wahlberg, who had a flight booked on one of the planes that ultimately crashed on 9/11, told Men's Journal that had he been on the plane, it wouldn't have gone down like it did. Wahlberg suggested that he could have taken control, fought off the hijackers, and saved the day. The response was swift and merciless. Critics, fans, and fellow actors were quick to point out how inappropriate and tone-deaf Wahlberg's statement was. To suggest that you could have single-handedly prevented a tragedy as catastrophic as 9/11 comes off as not just arrogant, but disrespectful to the victims and the families affected by the event. Wahlberg later apologized, but the damage had already been done. Some statements can't be taken back, and this was one of them. What made Wahlberg's comments even more distasteful was the way they trivialized a historical tragedy that affected so many. His hypothetical scenario painted an image of a self-proclaimed hero, which not only belittled the gravity of the loss, but also felt like a complete dismissal of the courage shown by those who actually faced that fateful day. While some tried to brush off the comment as just Wahlberg being Wahlberg, many couldn't ignore how much it reflected an air of privilege, as though he thought his actions would have made him above the collective experience of grief and loss. This incident became a stark reminder of how certain words can carry so much weight, and how important it is for public figures to think before speaking, especially when dealing with sensitive topics. Number 4. Gwyneth Paltrow versus canned cheese. Gwyneth Paltrow is no stranger to controversial statements, thanks to her lifestyle brand Goop. But in 2011, Paltrow shocked us with an incredibly bizarre statement about cheese, canned cheese, to be specific. When discussing her food preferences, Paltrow said, "I'd rather smoke crack than eat cheese from a can." That's right, crack cocaine, according to Paltrow, was somehow more acceptable than the gooey, processed cheese that comes in a spray can. This odd comparison had us wondering, what kind of person would make such a bold claim about a product as innocent as cheese? Sure, canned cheese might not be gourmet, but to compare it to crack, that's a level of judgment few can understand. The comment sparked outrage among many, who couldn't fathom how a celebrity could so casually degrade something as harmless as canned cheese. It didn't help that Paltrow's statement came off as elitist, as if she were above such lowbrow foods. It seemed to embody the privilege and disconnect many had started to associate with her brand, Goop, which was already criticized for promoting expensive and sometimes questionable health products. The statement itself felt so out of touch with reality that it gave people a glimpse into a world where food preferences had become not just a personal choice, but an exercise in extreme judgment. The backlash was swift, reminding Paltrow that sometimes a simple preference for gourmet tastes might be best kept to oneself. Number 3. Tara Reid and the whale shark. In 2016, Tara Reid provided one of the most baffling nature facts to ever grace our televisions. While appearing on Sharks After Dark, the American Pie actress made an epic mistake in her attempt to explain the nature of whale sharks. Reid confidently stated that whale sharks were the result of a whale and a shark having sex. Wait, what? For those who don't know, whale sharks are a species of shark. But Reid seemed convinced that they were some kind of hybrid, born from a whale-shark romance. It's hard to know what was more embarrassing, her misunderstanding of marine biology, or the fact that Ian Ziering, who was with her at the time, had to awkwardly watch the whole thing unfold in real time. Sorry, Tara, but sharks and whales aren't hooking up anytime soon. This moment became an instant meme, with viewers unable to stop laughing at Reid's whale-shark hybrid theory. The mix-up also highlighted how far a lack of basic knowledge could go in the public eye. Number 2. Arnold Schwarzenegger on gay marriage. In 2003, while campaigning to become governor of California, Arnold Schwarzenegger made a jaw-dropping comment about gay marriage that still makes headlines today. When asked about his stance on same-sex marriage, the Terminator actor said, "Gay marriage should be between a man and a woman." To be clear, Schwarzenegger was likely flustered by the question, but that doesn't excuse the fact that he somehow missed the entire point of same-sex marriage. The statement is not only awkward but entirely wrong. It almost sounds like a malfunctioning version of Skynet trying to understand human relationships. We get it, Arnold. Your Terminator role may have left you with some confusing ideas about modern-day relationships. The slip-up came at a time when California was undergoing major political discussions about marriage equality, leading to public backlash and a reassessment of his views on social issues. Despite his later efforts to clarify his stance, this infamous gaffe still lingers in his political legacy. Number 1. Jaden Smith questions mirrors. Jaden Smith, a self-proclaimed philosopher and part-time actor, is known for his cryptic and sometimes nonsensical social media posts. In 2013, he shared a tweet that had the internet scratching its collective head. Jaden tweeted, "How can mirrors be real if our eyes aren't real?" Jaden, buddy, your eyes are, in fact, real. Without them, you wouldn't even be able to see your own post. It's almost as if Jaden entered an alternate dimension of thought where everything was up for questioning, but not in a deep, meaningful way. On the same level of confusion, Jaden also tweeted, "If everybody in the world dropped out of school, we would have a much more intelligent society." Jaden, we love you, but maybe leave the philosophizing to those who are well-versed in logic. His posts became part of the internet's fascination with celebrity deep thoughts, sparking countless debates about their meaning and wisdom. Even his own fans seemed torn between admiration for his individuality and confusion over his statements. While these quotes might leave us scratching our heads, we can't help but love these actors for their unintentionally hilarious words. Hollywood may be a place of glitz and glamour, but sometimes it's the odd, silly, and outright dumb statements that make us laugh the hardest. So, which of these quotes surprised you the most? And do you think these slip-ups hurt their careers, or were they just moments of human error? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more entertaining deep dives into the best and worst of Hollywood. Thanks for watching, stay curious, stay amused, and remember, even stars have their off days.